User engagement is the effect of consumerization on enterprise IT. So for years, the last thing we thought about was, how is this thing going to work when we put enterprise technology out to the user? Because it was all about the problem of automating the process. And now we're saying, actually, the role and how the job gets done is just as important. So it's all about user down and not system up, and what the actual business process is and how work is getting done and how that value is going to be created, not just the nuts and bolts of the system underneath. Three of the challenges that prevented wider adoption. Part of the issue has been user experience and design. Sometimes comes off as a little bit fluffy in a corporate IT department. The second is when an organization spends a lot of money on a software package, they kind of expected the usability quotient to be there. And unfortunately, that isn't the case, because a lot of these were kind of grown out of the app architecture, and a front end was slapped onto it, and it really exposed a lot of that complexity and machinery to the end user. And the third is, in a lot of ways, the technology just wasn't up to the task. So we're just now getting to the point where the platforms are there to realize what the business always wanted anyway, and that's exciting. Two things you have to get right with user engagement are the business problem and the persona. So one, have actionable problems you're going after. Two, make sure you're thinking about it in the eyes of the user, in the ideal state of how they should be doing their job, not the minutia of how they're doing it today. Many organizations are seeing user engagement add real value in productivity. A consumer products company that had grown over the years with acquisition, where they had multiple systems for their product catalogs based on geography and product type. So when a customer service representative would be putting an order in, they'd have to hit 8 different systems, and it was a wreck. They had to know about the customer. They would just define which product catalog they looked up, how they had to process the order differently. And what we did was we put a completely new front end for the order management that did all of that in one screen. And the most exciting thing was we were able to put the new front end on top of the legacy systems, and it get value from close to day one. User engagement is disruptive and a disruptive deployment, because when you look at how it's actually being used, this isn't putting a better veneer to existing systems, screens, the legacy way that people did their jobs. It's really rethinking what the user is trying to do, the persona, and how they're actually achieving their mission, achieving their business goal. That's user engagement.